Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. And as you can tell by the title, it's a very interesting one today. It's about learning the art of detachment. Now, I will not claim to be a person who is very good at detachment because I think it's a very human. Did you think? Okay, I kind of got a bit afraid of the dog behind me just falling off like that, but okay, we're not going to pay attention to it. I feel it's very human to sometimes be attached, and it can become unhealthy as well, but it's very human. It's nothing bad. However, it can become bad in certain situations where you don't feel good about being anxiously attached to something, or people can take advantage of your attachment to them, or they know how you would react to certain situations, and they just can use it to their advantage against you. And in those situations, it's not really nice to be unhealthily attached to something or someone. So I have some tips for you to learn to deal with this whole situation and how you can securely detach from people. So, my first tip would be to learn to be able to function alone. Now, a lot of us need friends or peer groups or colleagues or social outings and stuff to kind of, enjoy life or do stuff. However, I feel when you learn to be alone, you learn to appreciate your own company and you appreciate the time you have. You are able to self-reflect in those moments of loneliness. And loneliness is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's important for somebody to disconnect from the outer world so that they can understand themselves better. They can reflect on so many aspects of life and they can imagine and understand, okay, what is it that I want to accept in my life and what not? Do I want this particular person or group in my life or not? Are they serving my purpose? Are they making me feel good about myself? Or are they making me always self-question or self-doubt my own decisions or whatever words come out of my mouth? And this time alone gives you the opportunity to think about all these aspects and then make a decision whether you want to still be with certain type of people or not, and how you can slowly detach from them. But the first step of learning detachment is to, first of all, getting comfortable with your own self. If you're not comfortable with yourself, you can never detach from other people because you always need to be around people. Your inner self is just never gonna be calm and comfortable alone in your own thoughts, in your own self, because it will always crave the presence of other people around you to be able to feel relevant in that moment. So the first tip is to definitely learn to be alone and enjoy the time alone and use it for much needed deep self-reflection. So the second tip I have for you is to let go of control. Now, I know we have this tendency to control the situation around us and always wanting to be in control because that kind of helps us get rid of this fear of being hurt. If we're in control, we're like, yeah, okay, I know what's coming. I know what to do. And sometimes when you're not in control, it scares you because you're not very aware of what's going to happen if you do something or if you don't do something, or what's going to be the reaction of the other person in your setting, in your environmental setting. And that is very scary. So we do not like to not have control. However, for detachment to work, you need to learn to not control everything around you. And in case you hadn't noticed, even if we love controlling our current situation or our environment or whatever's happening around us, there is something bigger than us. No matter how much you try, if life has to bring you to a certain point, if life has to bring some situation in your life, it will. We are human beings. We do not have certain superpowers to be able to change our destiny or something. We can wish for it. We can work towards a certain goal, but it is never guaranteed that just because you're working towards something, you're going to get it. It's always good to know that, okay, I want something, I would like to achieve something, I want to be a certain way, but that doesn't mean that I'm 100% going to get it? So trying to control your settings is not going to help you. Actually, it just causes more and more anxiety and stress on you and your nervous system. So you need to learn to slowly let go of control. Let things happen as they need to happen. There is no point on, for example, holding on to a person or a relationship, even though day to day life with that person is horrible. You're sad, you're miserable, you're not feeling like you can be yourself, you're not happy. Then why are you holding on to it? It's because you want to control the situation. You have the hope that it's going to change. You have the hope that this person is the right person for you. You want to get the validation that, oh, I invested so much time and energy into this relationship, or with this person, they're my friend, they're my soulmate, they're my family, they need to be with me. No, you need to learn to let go of this control aspect of yourself. Like, don't control it. If somebody has to be in your life, they will be in your life. No matter how much you try to push them away, they will not go away. And if somebody does not have to be in your life, no matter how much you try, they will not stay. Life will just bring you in a situation where somehow either you will leave or that person will leave. And there's nothing you could do about it in that moment. So you understand, it is much better that you train yourself to let go of this controlling aspect of yourself, so that you're not forced to do that. Because if you're forced to do it, you would not feel comfortable and happy about it. But if you teach yourself to slowly let go of it, then you're still a little bit in control, because you are in control of letting go of control. So you can tell yourself, like, I am taking this conscious decision to release control. The third tip I can tell you is to release expectations. Honestly, I have had so many experiences in my life where I expected people to treat me in a certain way, or to do the right thing, or if I was nice to them, I expected them to be nice to me. Like, that's like the basic thing, right? I think everyone wants that. But it didn't really work out like that. People still, I don't know why, in every single video when I talk, I always end up fumbling on one of the words. I don't know if it's me being overexcited or nervous. I don't know. It could be anything. But see, again, that just shows you that I'm as similar to you as I can get. I sometimes go through the same experiences and situations as you guys out there watching this video. So I hope I am a bit relatable to you. Anyway, so as I was saying, I have had experiences where people really showed me their true colors. No amount of me thinking to myself, oh, maybe it's because of this or that, or maybe I did something wrong or something, and I keep going into my head about it and thinking of how I could have maybe avoided a situation, or maybe what could I have done better or different, would be able to change that situation, because inherently people do not live up to your expectations. So it's hard, I know, but it's better to not have them. You need to learn to understand people when you're getting to know somebody, when it's your friend, when it's a colleague, when it's a partner, when it's a family member. You have the chance of getting to know them, of knowing their habits, of their personal traits, how they are as an individual. You have to learn to make the conscious decision as to whether that person is somebody you vibe with or not. You do not have to force a friendship or relation with people if you're not internally vibing with them. That doesn't mean you have to be rude or something. You always can be nice to them in social settings, but that also means that you're not going to text them, you're not going to phone them, you're not going to want to go out with them, you're not going to want to be building a very close, intimate relationship with somebody you're not even internally vibing with. You do not have to have expectations from people, because people show you exactly what they are, who they are. You expecting something of them is not going to fulfill either you or them, because you're expecting stuff from the wrong person. It's okay for you to have it in your head, okay, I want this, this, this. You have a list. I expect this, this, this in a partner, for example. I expect this, this, this trait in a friend, for example. I expect this, this, this from a family member. Okay, you know it, right? So you keep that in mind when you're meeting people. To have that mental checklist. Think about it. Okay, this person, checking out on my list or not. And that's it. Keep it mental. Do not say, okay, they do not really check out majority of my boxes in my head. However, I'm still going to take a chance being friends with them or getting into a relationship with that person. And I think that in time, they will be able to match my expectation, because I will tell them what I like and don't like and what I expect. So they will listen to me, and then they will work on themselves and be the thing that I want them to be. No, it's never going to work out. Trust me. Tried it, failed. Didn't really work. No, you need to know people are who they are. Yes, of course, somebody can put an effort, You can always tell people, I prefer this, I like this or that. And it's always a conversational point for sure. But do not start having that expectation that just because you shared this with somebody that they're going to do it. And that you should be forming a friendship or relationship more intimately or deeply with them just because they have the potential of matching your expectations, because that's just a recipe for you getting hurt and being frustrated and not happy in the end. That's how it is. So that's all I can say. Do not have expectations. Release the expectation. Accept people for how they are. Choose to be with people who match your vibe. If they don't, respect them, accept it, and move on. Do not cling to people based on your expectations that you have internally, which that person can or cannot maybe match in the future. Now, the next tip is something which I cannot stop stressing on because it is so, so, so important, and that is setting boundaries. Now, if you want to truly detach from people or outcomes of situations or something, it is very important that you learn to set boundaries. If you yourself are not able to set boundaries around yourself, then I do not know if you can truly detach, because you setting boundaries is the first step for you to be able to disconnect from people and situations. You're always somebody who, for example, says yes to extra work your colleagues give you because they need to take a sick day or their kid needs to be picked up from the kindergarten. So they always have a reason for not being able to do something because they know that they can rely on you. This is just an example. I'm not meaning bad to anyone, but it's just an example, okay? You always say yes because you're like, okay, they need help. They're alone. I would like to do it. I'm a good person. I really want to help somebody. That's a very good quality to have, but also very detrimental if you keep doing it to the point of you not being happy about it. Like, imagine you're always saying yes, 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 yes to somebody, and their expectations from you just never end. And then you're just getting attached to a certain emotion. Over time, you're frustrated. Over time, you're overworked. Over time, you start feeling it's unfair because you maybe cannot depend on that person for them to do something for you, but they can always depend on you. So you're getting attached to a negative emotion and it's going to fester inside of you. That's why when I'm saying you need to detach, that means you need to have boundaries. Detachment starts with boundaries. You need to create boundaries for yourself, for the people around you to respect your boundaries, and then you can slowly work on yourself detaching from outcomes and people's opinions of you. Without that, you're always going to keep getting attached to emotions, good or bad, mostly bad, and also what people think about you, because the main reason driving you to do something is people. What are they going to think? What are they going to say? Are they going to want to be friends with you if you say no? See, that's the problem right there. So learn to set boundaries. Boundaries are very healthy because some people really love to take for granted your time and energy. And they love to use people who come across as those who like to, say yes to everything and who are pretty easygoing. And that is not really fun in the long run. So if you want to detach, set boundaries for sure. Now, I have one last tip for you. And I know a lot of you maybe have heard this and it sometimes can be annoying to hear, but it's very, very true. And I have personally experienced it. Learn to go with the flow. That's as plainly as I can put it. It's very annoying to hear because we're like, no, I mean, I wish I could do something to change the current situation of my life, blah, blah, blah. Of course, we should work towards, achieving certain goals. And if you want to change something in your life, you definitely need to put effort in it. That's for sure. But sometimes you also need to just go with the flow. Understand that situations in life are not stagnant. A situation you're currently in, let's say since the past 6, 7 months, 1 year, it seems like a very long time that you're stuck into it, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be there for a life. That's never true because life is never stagnant. Yes, it can become stagnant if you as a person choose to dwell mentally, emotionally on that particular matter. Like a lot of us sometimes take one event from our lives and we dwell on it for too long. We're like, even 2 years later, we're like, you remember, this is what happened to me and it was so traumatic or it was so annoying or that person said this and that, and we are not personally trying to let go of it, so the detachment is not coming. Of course, this does not mean that a traumatic event that has happened in your life is something easy to get rid of. No, trauma is something completely different. Here, what I'm talking about is particular not so nice situations or encounters that might have happened in your life, which with time, you have kind of gotten over, but you emotionally still hold on to the feelings from it. That's what I mean when I'm saying this. Like, there is no detachment from your side, because as long as you're holding on to emotions or negative thoughts about it, the detachment has not really happened. And for you to truly be detached is to understand that nothing is permanent. Today, if you're down, tomorrow you'll be up. If today you're up, your time could be running out and you might be down tomorrow. Everybody goes through these phases and nobody's exempt from it. No matter how much on the internet, maybe you see people living their best lives and you think, oh my God, they never probably have to deal with any other bad thing in their lives, but that's not true. It's just that they choose to not talk about it or not share it with the outside world. Just in that same way, you need to understand that things definitely move in their own time. So, understanding that this is how life goes, you need to slowly get into the rhythm of acceptance that life goes in its own way, in its own time. And once you understand this, you will get detached from the expectations or the frustration or the stress of making things move forward in a certain direction. Because if you understand that you can only try the best you can, and then after that point, it's completely out of your hands. When you understand that, you do not have these unrealistic goals and expectations from yourself or from life or from the situation you're in. And that makes it easy for you. And detachment overall just helps a person be more grounded and in control of their emotions and life. Detachment doesn't mean you become aloof or like, now I don't care about life anymore or people around me. No, that's not what detachment is. Detachment is being healthy, being able to understand when to take something up with a lot of energy, and when to sometimes just let go and be like, it's okay. Yeah, something went wrong. Okay, it's going to be okay in some days or months or years. It's gonna be fine. The moment you reach to this point of detachment, you will slowly start feeling calm yourself. You would not feel the need to always anxiously call up somebody and talk about it, or vent out to people, or be miserable and frustrated with your situation and people around you. It really, really helps. So that being said, we're at the end of this video. Now, I know that I sometimes bring up these topics to you, and I would love to know your opinions about it because I feel that it can be relatable. However, I would also appreciate it if you would let me know in the comment section below if these really are relatable to you, or if you have any other ideas of what other topics I should make videos on, or if you want to share any experience or opinions on anything that I said. That would be welcome as well. So yeah, I am very grateful to you for having watched till the end, hopefully, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!